When I was a teenager, my mother decided that she would like to have a pool table. Whatever possessed her to want a pool table is beyond my imagination because my mother never set foot in a bar. She had absolutely no athletic um, anything about her. She she really wasn't much into any kind of games that I ever knew of. And even after we got the pool table, very rarely did she ever use it. We had a great big living room or front room or parlor or whatever you want to call it in the old farmhouse. And we could fit a regulation size pool table in there. It wasn't real easy to use a pool cue on it because, you have to have some room all the way around that pool table to be able to manipulate that cue. But the way that it was, you had to get kind of tricky with some of your shots in order to be able to really play a decent game of pool with that pool table. And I played a little bit on it every day. And I got pretty good. Now, I ain't going to say that I was an excellent pool player by any stretch of the imagination, but I won a fair amount of games. I didn't do too bad. Well, after I left the house and Daddy ended up folding up the pool table and taking it upstairs and storing it away, and I didn't go much of anywhere to play any games of pool. Years passed and time went on, and I found myself in a position where I was single and I was able to get out and play a little pool if I wanted to. And there was a bar not too terrible far away where they had paid to play pool tables. And so I went and I shot a few games and I found out that I wasn't too bad. So I went out and I bought my own cue because I got tired of playing with the ones at the pool hall. It was bent up and didn't warrant for a decent game. So I had my own custom pool cue done up, and I'd go out and I'd shoot a few games. And I'd win a few, lose a few, whatever. Well, as time went on, a feller took up with me that, he claimed that he could shoot a great game of pool. And that, to hear him tell it, he was up there with Fats Domino or whoever it was that, that was a spectacular pool player. And, I kind of took that with a grain of salt because I thought, well, if you're that good, why aren't you off in a major city someplace making some big money? But I just filed that away for future reference. And we went out and would shoot pool once in a while. And he won most of the games, but it wasn't necessarily because he was all that good. I just didn't want to blow his ego up. So, I missed a few shots once in a while. Well, since these were pay to play tables, that there's other people wanting to play some too. And me and him was playing a game one night, and I guess the way this all worked, I wasn't, real up on all their kind of rules and stuff. But if somebody else wanted to play, they'd come up there and put their quarters on the table. And when your game was up, they'd play you for the use of the table. And if you won, you got to keep charge of the table. And if they won, then they got charge of the table, and you went on your way. Well, we got done with our game, and I asked him, I said, you want to just let him have the table? And he says, no. He says, we'll play him. I thought, oh, Lord, have mercy. I could just have the table for all I cared. Well, we're shooting a game of pool with him, and I'll swear to God, this guy that I was playing with, hey, he was missing every blasted shot. And some of these were easy shots. I could not imagine what in the world was going on. And I could tell he was just getting embarrassed beyond anything that he wasn't making these shots. And I didn't want him to totally lose face in front of the strangers, you know. Not that I necessarily wanted the table or anything, but I didn't want him to be, totally humiliated. So everybody had taken their turn, and this fellow I was playing with missing the shots. Oh, good grief. So I step up to the table for my turn, and I ran the table. I mean, I'm hitting everyone, playing 8 ball, buddy. I'm knocking them, calling the shots, putting them in the pockets. And the fella that I'm playing with, I mean, his jaw just dropped clear to the floor. He didn't know what to make of this. And the people that we was playing against, they're just kind of standing there in awe. Well, when we got all done with the game, I told him, I said, hey, y'all can have the table. That's not a problem. And we went on, sit down and had a beer and danced a few dances and whatever. He never played pool with me again after that. He figured out that I knew a little bit more than what I'd been letting on. And I was thinking about that this afternoon and how many people there are out there that think they know it all. And they'll sit around and they'll brag and they'll play games and they'll try to manipulate you and act like they are such big shots and know so doggone much when they don't know half as much as they think they know. And trying to play you instead of being honest. I mean, they get a lot further just being honest instead of playing their doggone games with you and horsing you around. And it seems to just happen in my life on a regular basis that these people just pop out of the woodwork. I don't know. I mean, I've thought a lot about this over time, that I seem to be a magnet for this sort of thing. And people just pop up and think that they can just play games with me and that they can pull their shenanigans. And I don't know if they think I'm stupid or if they think that they can pull the wool over my eyes and I'm not going to see what's going on. And I'll admit I've been taken in a few times over the years, but I may not be the sharpest tool in the shed, but I have my eyes open and can see when somebody's trying to work me. It's just amazing to me the things that people will say and do and horse you around. So I guess in a lot of ways, life is like a game of pool. Don't be thinking that the feller that you're playing against is that bad. He may be way better than you and just letting you win a few games before he cleans your clock. So be careful who you mess with. Life can be just like a game of 8 ball.